loves, it's great to be here with you again. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about quite uncomfortable conversation for most estheticians. We're going to be talking about money, about how much we should charge for the facial. This video is meant really for my students or people who are about to be my students. And also, I think this video is going to be very beneficial for consumers, for people who go for facial treatments. So you would understand what really goes on behind the scene and how prices are applied for certain treatments, for facial treatments in this case. So this morning I had a conversation with one of my students. She took a course very long time ago. However, she had a family unpleasantness and she had to postpone her actual practice. So she did the course and she reached out to me quite a long time later and told me, look, I'm doing great now. Everything has resolved and I'm ready to start the practice. And I said, oh, great, wonderful. I looked at her videos again and we decided when we're going to place her video in my feed because I promote my girls. And we started to talk about pricing. And this is when I felt so much stagnicity from her, so much fear from her. And I really want to address this in this video. A little bit of a history about me. Third generation esthetician, always knew how to do facial, can lift faces with my bare hands and a little bit of oil. I don't need much more. However, with all this skill and all the knowledge, I was not always successful. I was working myself to the dust. I was working 7 days a week at some point. Yes, I had a difficult time in my life. I had 2 divorces within 7 years, and that would crush any woman, right? I couldn't think for myself. I couldn't really sit and understand what needs to be done for me to be successful and don't work myself to that extent. I figured it out now. I'm doing well. I am married. I'm doing great. But I have to tell you that my trajectory going from being broke but very talented esthetician to the point when I was still very talented esthetician but quite financially comfortable, I did it all by myself. So what I'm telling you right now, it doesn't come from books or that I've heard from somebody else. It comes from my own personal story of esthetician who always knew how to work but had no idea how to take care of herself. The one bad thing, actually there is many bad things about estheticians who know how to work and don't know how to take care of themselves. And those bad things are not only applied to them, it's also applied to the client. Estheticians are people, women most of the time, some men but mostly women. And as any person, no matter how talented you are, no matter how skillful you are, if you work yourself to the dust, you're gonna get tired. If you're taking, and for everybody now is a different number of clients. For some people 5 clients, for some 6, over 6 I haven't seen. Let's say, if you have to take 8 clients a day to make your living comfortable or to keep your ends meet, your 7th client is completely cheated. Why? Because you don't have energy and stamina to give your client absolute best you can possibly give to this client. Even if you're coming and you're taking my course, and in my course, by the way, I teach not only technique how to bring faces up. In my course, I specifically teach how to become successful. I have exact recipe esthetician can apply from point A to point B to become successful, busy esthetician that clients could come and see. And my biggest goal that clients could compete for. Who clients compete for? Excellent estheticians that produce them the best results out there. So after all that thing that we're going through, the girl is telling me actually that she's scared to put correct price on her service. She says, oh, I'm so scared that my customer is going to be unhappy with me. And this is the question that I asked her. So you think that you're benefiting your client with bringing your prices down. Bringing your prices down, yes, you're going to have flow of client, but you will have to take a number of clients up during the day. By the time you reach your 6th client, you're not giving her everything you have. Because if you work with my method, you're paying attention to your client, it's a must. You have connection with your client, it's a must. You have to cater her to the extent that you know what she needs, her tissues need. It's a very specific approach. And when your client leaves, you're giving her exercises that I'm teaching them how to do it. So they are completely equipped. And that client has to leave you not only receiving a good glow on her skin, not only her face has to be lifted, her whole being has to be lifted. And you're trying to tell me that you can give her this service if she's your 6th or 7th client? But not only that, we are dealing with women here. We have to understand that estheticians are mostly women. And if woman knows in the morning that she's going to go and face bigger number of clients that she's physically comfortably can handle, you know what she does? Subconsciously, not consciously, she starts to preserve her energy from a very first client, because this is self-defense of the body. Think about it. When you know that you have to have a lot of work, and our work is quite physical, if you know you have to do a lot of work, you're going to start preserving your work from the very beginning, preserving your energy from the very beginning. And what do we have? We have underserved clients. Wouldn't that be better if you would raise your price to what is comfortable for you and charge that price and take actually less clients, but give each client absolute best of you? That would benefit that client more. Do you rather for client to waste $120 or to really pay and get them double the price of benefit of $250? And she started to think, and she was, yes, you're absolutely right. I know I'm right. Again, from experience, not because I've heard something, because yes, I am a teacher now, but I didn't start my career as a teacher. I started my career as one of those girls who had to take 5, 7, 10 clients a day. I have been through all of that. And I remember coming to work, looking at my book and being completely scared. How am I going to handle it? And when you look at the book and you're scared how you're going to handle it, then you're going to start preserving your energy from very first person. And by the last person, you're going to be completely spent. So pricing yourself accordingly to your skill is extremely important thing for esthetician. You will only benefit from it if you are a good, skillful esthetician who pays attention to her client, who gives her client more than she ever expected, that client ever expected, who sends her client home not only with a skincare regimen, but with a facial exercises and stretches regimen, that client will be able to maintain the results from your facial. Do you really think you will ever have shortage of the client, even if you charge a compatible market price and even a little bit over that? Never. If you're a consumer and you know that from this person for $250, you're gonna get triple of the result than a facial from $150, would you hesitate to pay her $100 more? My suspicion is you will not. I get a lot of facials. Because I need it for my own practice. I need to be constantly in the soup of the facial work. Again, I'm not only a trainer, I'm a trainer who is practicing esthetician. Honestly, the only reason I'm still practicing, as I told you, because I have clients that I have for 25 years, and also because I need to be in a culture of salon and aesthetic. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my grip. My workroom right now is like a lab for me. So being that person, being that esthetician who does it right now, knowing how much clients appreciate when you do amazing job, I guarantee you that no client ever regretted excellent facial, even they paid more. As I told you, I take a lot of facials. I go for a lot of facials. Sometimes people recognize me, they know who I am. And sometimes people have no clue who I am. And very often I go for a facial, and when I come back, I think, what a waste of time. I'm not even worried about money that I have wasted, because I'm happy for girl to make money and I tip her a bunch, because I love estheticians to make money. I'm worried about the time that I have wasted. I think estheticians are extremely special people. I think our breed, I call it our breed, you can call it our tribe, we do something absolutely magical. We touch people's faces. Face is most emotionally responsive part of your body. When you are in pain, when you are in sorrow, when you're happy, where do you see it? You see it on your face and in posture. You don't see it on your leg, on your abdomen, on your arm. No, you see it on your face. As estheticians, we go straight to your face and we take all that out. And for you to do it well, you have to be able to really connect to your client. You have to be able to really, there has to be alliance between you and your client. You have to have enough time to say goodbye to a previous client, recenter yourself, do the exercise, recenter yourself to go to the next client to really serve her. That takes time. If you're going to pack yourself with facials, low-cost facials, you're not going to be able to take this time between, and you're going to take energy on one client, give it to the next, and then you yourself are going to be very contracted and very tired, and nobody's going to have any benefit from it. So how do I think estheticians should be priced? Somebody just asked me from my student girls in a Zoom call. She said, let's say you go into a new salon as a new esthetician, you know, because right now there's a lot of shared spaces, right? And salons offer the same thing. And you come into the salon and you have esthetician next to you. How would you price yourself according to that esthetician who has already been working there? I said, how are you going to compete with prices? I said, I'm going to do one thing for sure. I'm going to price my facial higher. Why? Because I know that I'm going to give my clients more. I know that by her prices, if she's not priced accordingly to her lifestyle, she's going to pack herself with people because she has to make up the difference. She has to have a life. She needs to maintain livelihood. She's going to pack herself up. She's going to do facials. She's going to do specials. And you know what's going to suffer? The only thing that's going to suffer is quality. So what am I going to do? I'm going to price myself up. And you know what also I'm going to do? I'm going to give that client double what she pays from me. With my attention, with my energy, with my skill, with my absolute involvement with her during the time of the facial. After she's leaving home, I know I will only recommend products if she will ask me. And if I don't have a product she needs, I'm never going to recommend something that she's not going to enjoy. I'm just going to say, sorry, I don't have that product right now. And also, I'm going to give her exercises that she will be able to maintain herself, her result for a long time. Why should I compete for prices? Why should you compete for prices? You took my course. You know what to do. You know you have the best skill. You know we did exercises on paying attention. Remember the exercises we did? That we are paying attention to something and hold that attention? Average person's attention right now, it's between 35, we should be so lucky, between 15 and 45, if you're in a good end, seconds. Estheticians that do my method, they're going to be completely paying attention to you throughout the facial, and when the mind is going to drift away, she knows how to come back to you. Because during the facial, if you're not trained to pay attention, you're going to think about, and list is long, laundry list. Laundry, what the children, what project you need to do with the kids, what shopping has to be done before you get home, the laundry list of thoughts that's going to come to your mind. Estheticians that been trained by me, they're with you. They're concentrated on you. Yes, the mind is going to drift away, but they know how to come back to you. So that is my point. If you're competing with esthetician by bringing your prices lower, if you're scared to bring your prices according to what you think you deserve, you're surely going to bring the quality of your facial down. And once quality of your facial down, neither you or your client is benefiting. By the way, if you're watching this video, as I told you, the girls that I promote, and I do promote them for free on my channel, I don't get anything out of them. They're just people that I know have been trained really, really well and can produce great facial. There are lots of estheticians out there I have seen that tag me and say they have been my student. Unless the lady has not been promoted on my channel, and once I promote them, I also put them in the story highlights look for her. Unless she is not in my story highlights or on my Instagram, I have not trained her. Because I have noticed so many people, and my clients send me pictures and my students send pictures. Look, this is your work. No, this is not my work. I don't know this person. So please, if you're looking to go to Helena Pahava Method trained estheticians, she's going to be featured on my Instagram, and you can find her on the story highlights. And if you have a question, if somebody is my student or not, you can take a screenshot of the Instagram, send it to me, and I will be able to tell you that this person made up the story of being my student, or she's actually is my student. I hope I have covered the price conversation, because most people do not want to talk about prices. I think good estheticians deserve a good price. Or, sorry, one more point. I had somebody who told me, but I care about my clients. A, I don't think this is how you should care about your clients. And B, if a client looks for very inexpensive facial, there are so many out there. People are bringing prices so low, soon enough they're going to start paying customers to come to them. So let the clients go to them. If the client comes to you only because you're low priced, then it's not your client. You should not just bring it, because you're charging her for nothing. You compete for prices. It's like if Michelin star restaurant tomorrow going to start charging McDonald's prices. That restaurant is going to go bankrupt in 2 hours. It's impossible to maintain that quality and compete by lowering prices. Compete by your skill. Compete by your attention. Compete by your care. Compete by what you give them after they leave you. Compete by really looking after them in between the facials. When they write to you, answer them. But do not compete by bringing your prices lower, because nothing good is going to come out of this. So, I hope I covered the money situation, the cost situation in this video. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me, and do visit Helena Pahava Method trained estheticians, because they are extraordinary.